Over 3 years ago, before the war between Russia and Ukraine even began, the federal government put sanctions on Russian guns and ammo being imported into the United States. It was really one of the very first things the White House did to try to deter Russia from invading Ukraine. So now here we are, and we are entering into a new White House administration who has really not said a lot about the sanctions when it comes to Russia, what will take place. And we want to, in this video, specifically address the ammo and the guns. There's a lot of other sanctions taking place, and they do affect the guns and the ammo being imported into the United States. But that's really what the center of this video is going to be. So what will happen when the new White House administration takes over when it comes to Russian sanctions of guns and ammo? Well, let's start with, and again, this is all about guns and ammo, but these other things affect it. So let's just kind of start with a few days ago, just a few days ago, the current White House put additional sanctions on the energy sector of Russia. Now, this is a very big deal. This has been a place of restraint for the current White House because oil is the bloodline to the financial aspect of Russia. Natural gas and oil is how that whole war is being funded. So putting these sanctions on Russia at the end of the administration is very significant, very, very significant. And here's why. Again, what we're looking at is well over $100 billion a year has just been shut off. This has been put, a financial force is literally driving Putin's war. And Trump's incoming national security advisor, Mike Waltz, wrote just one day before the November election that the U.S. should use economic leverage to crack down on Russia's illicit oil sales to bring Putin to the negotiating table. So here what you have is you have the incoming national security advisor who is ultimately saying that it's these illicit oil sales that will really kind of hold Russia to a place of negotiation. And in a strange way, the current administration sanctions on the oil, I believe, will affect the guns and ammo, because what Trump has said is that he is going to end this war. Whether he will or how he will, that's not necessarily clear, but part of that is meeting with Putin. And he just said the other day that already a meeting is being planned. Now, in addition to that, you also got to keep in mind that Congress is going to have to get involved in taking away any of these sanctions as well. So what I believe will happen to the guns and the ammo, specifically, it was the very first sanction that was put on Russia. And I believe it's definitely going to be one of the first ones taken off, because there's going to have to be some sort of negotiation taking place when it comes to these sanctions. Russia just can't straight up not be exporting oil into Europe, and Europe can't do well without it anyway. Again, I don't even want to get into the how oil works, because that's not what this channel's about, but it is the lifeblood of Russia. And by putting sanctions or additional sanctions on their energy sector is going to force them to the table. So in a weird way, the current White House and the future White House are somewhat in agreement on this. Is not necessarily what they say, but what they do, if that makes sense. And I believe that ultimately allowing things like guns and ammo are going to be kind of the smaller pieces of this puzzle, but they are pieces of this puzzle. So I can't predict whether or not the next administration is going to open up import of Russian guns and ammo into the United States. I am certain it's going to be on the negotiating table. That I am sure of. Because of the oil exports, the guns and ammo will also be on the table. And there's going to be more negotiations to be had because of the energy sector. There you go. What will happen to the guns and ammo sanctions from Russia into the U.S.? I believe that they will be negotiated back into place when it comes to negotiating sanctions over the next few months. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But that's my prediction, is that I can't say whether or not for sure, but it will for sure be on the table. That I can say. Any thoughts or insight on this? Definitely put it below. I do want to take a moment and say that most people watch the channel, hey, they're not subscribers. Click that subscribe button. It greatly increases the algorithm and our ability to get these messages out. That link is below. But the most important part of this channel, we take prayer requests. So truly, please don't ever hesitate to send that in. And I would like to add that if you are a praying person, check out the comments. There's some pretty heavy prayer requests in there. I appreciate all of you who, because what you can see in the comments, when people ask for prayer requests, people will say they're praying for them. And I love that. I love that this is a means of being able to do that. So never hesitate to put that in. Thank you for watching this episode of God, Family, and Guns. And as always, love God, love your family, love guns.